In case you haven't already noticed, and we're sure you have, we're getting super hyped for Avengers 4 over here at ScreenRant. And yes, we know we've still got a few months to go until its release, but don't ruin our fun. We've been thinking there are tons of Marvel villains out there worse than Thanos that are just aching to get in on the universe-conquering excitement. We've gathered together a few of our favorites. How's about we take a look at them? Before we get too carried away, might we suggest subscribing to our channel? It's the best way to stay up to date with the latest and greatest content ScreenRant is sending out into the universe daily. Galactus. Galactus is one of Marvel's most iconic villains, and for good reason. Thanos may have his fancy schmancy Infinity Gauntlet, but has he ever consumed an entire planet? We didn't think so. Can you imagine the kind of indigestion that would cause? Yeesh. While Galactus appeared as an angry cloud in Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, he is long overdue for his true feature debut. His inclusion in the Avengers 4 would make things all the more perilous for Earth's mightiest heroes. The Skrulls. In the comics, the Skrulls are shape-shifting aliens determined to conquer Earth. With these creatures due to make their MCU debut in Captain Marvel, we have to wonder whether or not the timing is more than a little suspect. In Brian Michael Bendis' 2008 to 2009 Secret Invasion run, the Skrulls actually managed to infiltrate Earth by taking on the form of some of its most prominent heroes. These abilities make them a formidable foe, and we have a feeling their introduction in Captain Marvel may end up playing a big part in what direction Avengers 4 could take. Mandarin, the real one. Look, we get that some of you are still steaming about writer-director Shane Black pulling a fast one on fans with Iron Man 3's take on the Mandarin, but did you get a chance to check out All Hail the King? This one-shot suggests Ben Kingsley wasn't the real Mandarin, but was actually working for him. The TRUE Mandarin's 10 rings give him superhuman abilities, and there's no doubt he'd be a match for Thanos, with or without the Infinity Gems. It's just a question of whether or not Marvel Studios will follow through on all their Mandarin teases. Dr. Doom. Considered by many to be one of the greatest Marvel villains of all time, Doom has had an unfortunate series of missteps when it comes to his big screen appearances. And though he's yet to make his debut in the MCU, the recent Disney-Fox merger brings us one step closer to seeing his beautiful, metallic face on the big screen in a not terrible movie for once. And while introducing Dr. Doom in Avengers 4 as a new villain might be too much for the story to handle, we're keeping our fingers crossed for a potential post-credits tease. Dormammu. We've got one question for you, Doctor Strange. Have you come to bargain? Dormammu is one of Doctor Strange's most notable foes and ended up being the mastermind behind the events of Strange's debut feature. With Strange out of the way as a result of the dreaded Thanos finger snap, Dormammu could return to Earth in an attempt to conquer it once more. Strange has described Dormammu as a force that, at full power, no one could hope to match, even going so far as to label Dormammu as his most terrible foe. We're willing to bet he could even give Thanos a run for his money. Kree. Not only will the Skrulls be making their feature debut in Captain Marvel, but we'll see a return of the Kree as well, specifically in the form of Ronan, that's our blue baddie friend from Guardians of the Galaxy, and Korath, our friend who is also Maximus's friend in Gladiator. The Kree are a technologically advanced super race with military on the mind. While they've mostly functioned independently when appearing in the MCU, their combined strategic forces could wreak major havoc. And we're willing to bet that their major appearance in Captain Marvel could mean they'll come back to play in Avengers 4. Annihilus. Fans have been speculating about Avengers 4's title ever since September when the Russos released a cryptic image on their Instagram feed. One of the suggested titles that's made its way to the forefront is Avengers Annihilation. If that's the case, there's a big possibility Annihilus could be the new antagonist. Annihilus was at the center of the Cosmic Annihilation storyline, which featured the Guardians of the Galaxy, Silver Surfer, and Nova. Since Annihilus is primarily a Fantastic Four villain, his inclusion could also be a way to introduce the superhero team to the MCU. Magus. We got a brief Adam Warlock tease in one of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2's post-credits sequences, but though he played a major role in the Infinity War comics, he has yet to make his debut on the big screen. It's possible we might get a visit from Adam's future self, Magus. Magus is the character's evil version, hell-bent on conquering the entire universe, and was specifically created by Chaos and Order to combat Thanos. It's possible the MCU's Adam Warlock will be a combination of his normal self and Magus. Beyonder. You may recall the Beyonder from the infamous Secret Wars storyline. In that story, the Beyonder managed to kidnap all of our favorite heroes and transport them to Battleworld in order to watch them, you guessed it, do battle. There's been no hint of the Beyonder's presence in the MCU as of yet, but that doesn't necessarily mean he hasn't been creeping on the Avengers' battle with Thanos from another dimension. Needless to say, any character powerful enough to kidnap the likes of Captain America, Spider-Man, and the Hulk is no doubt powerful enough to take on the likes of Thanos. Mephisto. Mephisto is one of the most powerful forces in the Marvel Universe, but is yet to make an appearance. He's basically the devil, which is creepy enough as it is, and believe it or not, he's also the one behind the creation of Ghost Rider. He was brought into existence during the same event that created the Infinity Stones, giving him a direct connection that could come into play in Avengers 4. While there are rumors Mephisto might end up being the villain in Doctor Strange 2, we think he's more than a worthy foe for our favorite team of superheroes. So many possibilities for new characters in Avengers 4. Which Marvel villains do you think will definitely make an appearance? Are there any others you want to see? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you next time, true believers!